Hello, and welcome to That Squirrel Speaks. Today is October 15th, and this is episode 34. How are you? I'm Amy Beth, also known as That Squirrel on Rambler. Feel free to say hi to me there. I'll say hi right back. You can find show notes at www.thepetsquirrel.com. If any information is not included in there that you need, please feel free to PM me and I will respond to you. Sometimes it takes me a while. I'm not the best person. Direct questions I usually am slightly better at. But quite frankly, boo on me. But I think that is... Yes, I think that is all of the byline-y kind of stuff that I need to say. Yes, it is. So how are you? Are you doing well? It's fall. Are you so excited? I'm totally excited. Get out. I totally have been slacking on my knitting lately. Whatever. Slacker. Last night, I had sat down and we watched, my husband and I watched some stand-up comedy as we sometimes do together on the Netflix. And I did not knit a stitch. Not a stitch. What was going on? It was crazy. But anyway, so I'm totally slacking, whatever. But I do have some things to show you. Some things, okay? And also today's prize day. Prizes for the locale. Thank you for all who participated. I know a lot of you wanted to participate, but they couldn't because, let's just face it, there were so many cows going on this last month. It's been crazy. I was actually feeling a little stressed out. I didn't even participate in that many cows. And when I participate in a cow, I am really bad at it because I'm all like, I'm knitting with you, but I'm not putting information on the boards. I'm reading the boards, but I'm not putting information on the boards because I'm a bad person. My excuse is always that I don't have a fancy phone that talks to space that takes pictures that I can just automatically send to my computers. Magic mind style. So I'm like, I have to get out a cord. Bad person. Which is also why I haven't updated my project page. Actually, that's not true. I just haven't taken pictures. So I am working on that. I'm really not working on it, but I am thinking about working on it. Just half the battle, right? So anyway, but hopefully I'll get those project pages updated soon because there's lots of good stuff that I've knitted lately by lots of really great designers, and I really want to get my project out there to support them. I need to do that. Okay. You might see a lot of my scarves on my child because I cannot photograph them like this with the camera out. And my husband does not understand what a tight frame is. I'm like, take a picture of me this shawl. And it's like my whole self is in the picture. Like with every like dimpled thigh and like wonky overflowing booble. He's terrible. I mean, you know, it'd be nicer if he had some better stuff to work with. Whatever. So anyway, I'm working on it, I promise. Again, that's another lie. I'm not working on it, but I am thinking about working on it. That's my goal. So sorry, you're gonna hear. It's gonna be crazy on this. My neighbor is putting a new roof on their house, and we live in the city. So literally, I could just probably put my arm out my window and touch their house. So I am sorry, there is going to be background noise a go-go. But the only thing I can do is wait until like 11 o'clock to record, which, let's face it, that's not going to happen. I love your faces, but that's ridiculous. So they're going to hear that, and then also you're going to have exciting, if you can hear anything beyond that, you might hear a little bit of My Little Pony in the background because we went hiking today. We just got back. I did brush my hair for you. Aren't I a good podcaster? We did just get back from taking a hike. So the bribe was to the child who is still on fall break that if she would be allowed to watch My Little Pony and hang out on the couch with the dog and eat a candy bar. I recorded. And a medicine candy. She's more than happy to tell you that's a Smarties. Openly bribing my child with sugar and television. Child Protective Services is going to be knocking on my door any minute. Not really. It's not like she gets it all the time. That's why it's a bribe. Anyway, chatter. Okay, okay, so I guess I'll do randomness first. I really should work on getting some, like, names for sections of the show. Could you people work on that for me? Just space cadet. I can't be guaranteed to do anything organizational, but I love to be organized. Anyway, I should really have some sort of like segment titles for the show. If there's anything you'd like to see on the show, feel free to put it on the threads in the group and whatnot. I mean, as long as it's not like, we'd love to see you humiliate yourself more so than you even do now. That won't happen. But if there's any information you would like me to share, or like things you don't want me to share, I can't guarantee that I won't, quite frankly. Or like, again, if there's like a topic you would like to see regularly discussed, feel free to let me know. One thing I do want to start doing, this is one of my goals, is to start doing a featured pattern, because so many of your kind faces gift me patterns. It's so nice. That I would like to start featuring one like a week. Because there's so many good patterns out there that I want to knit, but I can't knit everything as much as I try. So I would really like to feature those patterns that you sometimes gift me in your kind little ways. But also because you're kind and it's fun to be like, look, there's nice people out there who do nice things. But it's also fun to be able to feature the pattern and be like, this pattern is awesome. I don't have the time to knit it at the second, but somebody should please. Now, go. Boom. So I do want to start doing that. I need to write these things down. Probably not on camera. Whatever, don't judge. It's free, pretty much. Okay, so I'll talk about shenanigans in a second, but I just said free, pretty much. So I wanted to say, on that mental note, I would like to say a thank you to an anonymous donor that we had this week. Actually, it was more than a week ago, but, you know, I had that weird show last week where I only did finished objects because I couldn't gather everything. Because surprisingly, it takes a little while to gather everything. This week I didn't because I don't have as much. Actually, I did because I had prizes to do. Oh my gosh, I'm rambling. But it takes a while to get these things together, so sometimes I just don't. But really only once. That was a lot of explaining to say that this happened more than a week ago because you don't even care. So I'd like to say thank you to our anonymous donor and also thank you to Diane. Everybody send out a thank you to them. They donated their real, actual, hard-earned money to the podcast. Thank you. If you would like to donate some of your real hard-earned money to the podcast, it is greatly appreciated. You will see, I think I'm doing this on the right side. If I'm not, feel free to get an extra laugh out of it. If you are watching on the blog, there should be a donate button somewhere in this region. It's a little yellow button that says donate. You can donate there. Some people have donated, you know, like $1, $1.50 and said, I'm sorry, I don't have a lot extra, but I do really like your show, and I hope you're not offended. Hi. Would I be offended if any? No, please. No, that doesn't matter at all. I love it. Thank you very much. I'm just as thankful for those gifts as I am for the larger ones because it's just a nice thing. So I did have somebody ask me in that vein what I thought was an appropriate donation to the show. There is no appropriate donation to the show. But if you like the show enough that after watching everyone you want to give me a pack of gum, well, I don't think a pack of gum is a quarter anymore, but in my world is a quarter. So, hey, if there's 32 shows and you've watched them all and you enjoyed them all a pack of gum's worth, that's $8. If you only enjoyed half of them a pack of gum's worth, that's $4. If you enjoyed them all a candy bar's worth, that's $16 for old school 50-cent candy bars. Because I'm not trying to do 79 cents times 32. So anyway, basically anything you donate is always appreciated. Prizes are appreciated. Actual money donations are appreciated. The time you commit to boards and conversations and private messages and iTunes reviews, those things are all very much appreciated. So thank you all very much. Okay, we'll do featured pattern. Pretend it's a segment. I received this pattern this week from a donator. That sounded weird. From a donor who would like to remain anonymous. But I love your face unanonymously. Your face. And she donated to me from the Woolly Wormhead, whom we all love, the Lenina pattern. And this is a pattern that was up until now available in, oh shoot, I meant to write that down, was available in a book. And it's recently reverted back to her, the rights. So she is putting it up for sale. And it's very interesting because they are part of the woolly wormhead and her family, are part of a commune. They don't live there full time, but they visit, and I believe it's in Australia. But anyway, the commune is having some legal issues with its land and whatnot. Basically, the man is trying to get them down, people. Don't let the man push them down. And the lovely woolly wormhead is donating the proceeds from this pattern and the Tangled River and the retro beanie, those 3 patterns, to that the organization's legal defense until the end of the month. So this is October. So until the end of October, she's donating all proceeds from those patterns back to that commune. Or that, I don't think she called it a commune. I think it's more, what is the new PC word? Intentional group. So if you are interested in those patterns and you think about purchasing them in the near future, hey, just go and do it now. This one I really liked. It's knit sideways and involves like 3 needle bind-offs. I love it. It's so fancy. You really probably can't see from my like totally unfocusing camera, but there is like a sideways cable in it, which is really fun. And it's like paneled. And I will say this too, the woolly wormhead, the pattern is super nice, and this is not giving anything away. But in the pattern itself, she gives you directions for how to do a provisional cast on. And she gives you directions for how to do short rows and for how to do the 3 needle bind off. So that's within the pattern. So that's so nice. If you're not very familiar with those techniques, that way you can just put your little pattern in your bag with your yarn and go. You don't have to worry about carrying your tome of Knitter's Reference with you. So yay her. And yay the anonymous donor who sent her my way. What else? I think that's all. Oh, no, that's not all. I was contacted 2 episodes ago, so the last full episode, by the Calendar of Hope folks. I know you've heard about them on Diane and other podcasts, but I'm just going to mention them again in case you don't watch or there's not enough overlap or whatever. So the Calendar of Hope has been growing for 5 years now, and they've raised $5,000. Basically what it is a calendar is provided digitally or in print, and there's a pattern for each month, and the proceeds go to not breast cancer awareness, but breast cancer research. So yes, we all know it's there. Their money is going towards research. So you can find that information at www.fitterknitter.com. And there is a sample pattern there if you want to check them out. And yes, all proceeds go to armyofwomen.org. So there's that. Okay. Now, shenanigans. Shenanigans this week were a little slim. Actually, they weren't. I'm making that up. We went to our local fall festival, which is at Waterman's Farm, which is our tradition. We've gone, this is our 4th, we tried to figure it out, my husband and I, we were like, I think this is our 4th year. But I think it's our 4th year. And we love it! It is a farm that is very close to us, so it's an urban, it's pretty much, within the loop. Like it's right on the edge of the loop, but it's within the loop that goes around Indianapolis. So it's, an urban farm. And they have a working farm all year round. They have a farm stand that they have all year round. They do strawberries and corn and tomatoes and, the whole thing. But then in the fall, they do a big festival. And it's important to attend because I'm pretty sure a lot of their funds come from that. So we went there and we love it. They have bouncy house and they have the slide that the kids climb up and that's inflatable. It's such a death trap. It's not a death trap, but quite frankly, it's worth the $6 to $8 admission fee just to watch children attempt to climb up the slide because it's hilarious. It's an inflatable thing, right? And so there are no like rigid steps. It's like these little foam-ish things that are stuck on the slanted part that you climb up, and then there's like cords on either side. So funny. Now, once the kids get to be about 5, they don't really have much trouble. They just kind of get up there. But any child under 5 is a wreck. They have no idea. And what's even better are when their dads try to take them up. It's awesome. This time, okay, so I don't know why the dads just get the kids on their backs and go up that. But I'm not going to tell them that because it's not as funny to watch. So the dad is like trying to carry the kid in one arm. And by the way, of course, as you're going up this thing, the heavier you are, the harder it's got to be to get up there because you're pushing the thing in more as you climb and it's all. So the dad has got the kid under one arm and is holding on for dear life onto the rope as he's going up. And he gets like a third to a half of the way up, about a third of the way up, and realizes that there is no way on this earth that he could make it up. And so there's a bunch of kids behind him because, in true Carney fashion, it's a little disorganized. They did figure this out later in the day, and they only let a certain number of people up. But at that point, it was still early in the morning. So there's like a whole line of little children behind the dad who is flailing with trying to hold on to his kid. He's like trying to get the kid to hold on to him like a possum or a bear or something. Like he's just trying to get the kid on his front. And the kid's like 3-ish. Not happening. So it's so great. The dad just concedes defeat, kind of scoots over to the side a little bit where the steps aren't, because there's like a little blank space on either side before the walls come up that the kids climb. He just scoots over to the side, looks down, drops his kid. Now, he's not like dropping him into space. He's just basically letting him slide down the side, making sure his kid gets up, slides down. It's awesome. And then that comedy of errors was recreated throughout the day. Fabulous. Anyway, really, I mean, if they would let me drink mixed drinks there, I could just go and watch that all day long. Because it's not like you have to be worried about them. They're all safe. It's a bouncy thing. Not like anybody's going to get hurt. Well, I mean, people could get hurt because people can get hurt doing anything, as my child is evidence. But you know what I mean. It's not like, they fell on the ice. Ha, ha, ha. They might have broken their tailbone. No, you just be like, they're fine. They look silly. And not that I'm not willing to look silly. I'm not willing to look silly there. Because really, I can't get on that thing. That's ridiculous. I'm a big lady. But I did climb up the hay bales and look like a fool. And my husband was like, I want to take the picture of you and the toddler at the top of the hay bales. And I was like, well, that's fine. But I do not want to see a picture of me climbing the hay bales or you will be in trouble. And he was like, fine. But he did get a picture of me climbing down the hay bales. Thanks, husband. What do you need, honey? Hurry up, I'm recording.
Can you help me with the snowflake?
No, I can't. Or you can bring it here and I'll hold it for you. Is that what you mean? There's no paper. Go. There's no more paper. Remember, we just ran out of paper?
Oh, but...
Go away. Go. Into the other room. Now. Now.
From there.
Anyway, remember, we're out of paper. Sorry. Oh, so I did climb up the hay bales and there was photographic evidence that I climbed down them and it was not pretty. It was neither graceful or pretty. Whatever, reality. So they did that. Oh, so then they did that and there's like a petting zoo and oh my gosh. Okay, I get excited because there's baby, like those miniature goats, which are so cute. And there's a miniature pony, which I think it's a miniature pony though. It doesn't look like a miniature horse. It looks stouter than a miniature horse. But anyway, it's a tiny wee pony and a tiny wee donkey. Why are miniature? I don't even understand donkeys. I don't know why any of us have them anymore unless we live in a place where they're going to pack something into a canyon. I don't get it. Like, they don't give milk, I don't think. But anyway, miniature donkey. Again, even more useless. So cute. And a baby cow. But then the best was there was a giant potbelly pig who was a boss. He's just laying. Like, you go in, there's like a double gate so that the animals can't get out. And quite frankly, they don't want out because they're getting fed. They're just like, yeah. Oh, there's a camel too. Weird. So there's a double gate. So, you go into the gate, they close the gate behind you, and then you go in. Okay, so there's a gate that goes right into where the animals are. The pig is totally laying with his snout maybe this far from the gate as it swings open and closed. Doesn't flinch. Just lays there. He's a pig. People are petting him. He wags his tail every once in a while. But basically, he's just laying there. He's a boss. Gate constantly. Because there's people in and out constantly. In front of his nose. Awesome. Yay. So then, of course, there's that. There's a rock climbing thing. My daughter did. Last year she got about this far off the ground. Freaked out. Like, mega freaked out. And had to be pulled off. This year, She made it halfway up, so that was exciting. Oh, and then there's the bungee thing. Have any of you seen this? They used to have this at our mall. They would have, it's like 2 metal supports like this, and then the bungees are up here attached, and then they come down to like a harness that goes around the child, and then there's a trampoline under the child or adult. It's up to 200 pounds. And so they hook them into the harness, and then they bounce them. Also hilarious to watch. So great. Because when the kids are really tiny, they don't weigh enough to actually get any momentum. So the carnies, they're not like full on hardcore carnies. Like, I'm not afraid of, like real carnies. You're kind of like, kind of afraid just a little bit. These are just like friendly, nice carnies. So they take the kids, so they just like boom and bounce them. So they just fly up in the air, and the kids are like, yee! So my child did that, and she loved it. And she bounced so insanely high that she actually went above the supports. Like, she went up. And usually, yet another reason I love carnies, usually like if you go to the mall or like some established place, they don't have it in our mall anymore, but if you go to some established place, there's all these rules like you are not allowed to flip. You are not allowed to do this, that, and the other. The carny, who was like the hardcore carny, the really like, he's like got the motorcycle jacket and the beard that's like down to his navel. He was awesome. He was like, you can flip. Just throw your feet back. You can do it. Just throw your feet back. She tried, but she couldn't quite make it all the way over. It was awesome. And then you get to ride the hayride out to the thing and get your pumpkin.
Oh, tell them I almost totally flipped.
Yeah, I told them you almost totally flipped. So then you get to ride the hayride out, and then you get your pumpkin. And it's so fun because the little people that are the hostesses of the hayride or whatever, they talk to you as you're going out there about all the different stuff that's going on with the farm, and they tell you about the strawberries and how the strawberries you get from the grocery store are picked green, and then they just gas them with ethylene gas, and they make them red on the outside, but they're really not ripe on the inside. But they're totally from Indiana, so they're really nice about it. Like, my friends, well, not all of my friends, but a couple of my friends and I are like big foodie weirdo people and are like, yeah, that's right, they do gas them. We're all like, start a revolution on the hayride to the pumpkin patch. But instead, the little lady is like, I know that they're available and they're very affordable, but I just want you to know. She's all like being super passive about it. Like some Hoosiers been like, shut up. We like our Kroger strawberries. Anyway, it's cute. I think I just offended Hoosiers. Don't be offended. You know who I'm talking about. Not everybody from Indiana acts like that, but there's some yokel in every situation. Especially on every hayride. Anywho, better move on before I offend anybody else. So yes, basically a good time was had by all. And just be prepared that all your produce prices are going to be insane if you buy anything locally. Because the lovely lady on the farm ride did tell us that their water bill for July was $7,000. Their water bill for July was $7,000. And this is not like a crazy, mega huge farm. No, it's in a city, so it's not that big. $7,000 on water. So anyway, be prepared. Start canning now. Anyway, so those are shenanigans, thank yous, and whatnots. Now on for the knitting. I don't have that much knitting. I already told you that. And you're like, shut up. You already know. I know, right? But whatever. But I do have some. What to show you first? Okay, first I'll show you my project on the liquid amber cowl that I am knitting with the Freya, I think it's Freya, hand paints in the Byzantine colorway. Here they are. I'll of course put the link down there, but just in case. Here's what I have left. So I'm, there's still a lot left. Okay, let's go. It is lace weight. Oh, sorry, I'm working on that. I'm doing a purl row, but I'm not doing a purl. I'm turning it inside out and doing it from the inside because I don't like to purl. But it makes it a little confusing looking when I try to show you what's happening. So, here it is so far. Isn't that fun? So we got the brown, then the fun, limey, not limey, but what is that? springish green into a darker green into a purpley hot pinky color. And we have all these colors left. So I am enjoying that. Again, that is the Liquid Amber Cowl by Stacy Simpson Duke. You need to go into the other room and work on your snowflakes. Thank you. Just reminding me that there are prizes to give away. I know. Anyway, so that's that. And then the other thing that you have seen is, oh no, I thought oh dang it. This is from the Cloudy Apples ebook, and I apologize. I thought I had the pattern in my bag, but now it's mysteriously missing. This is the Cloudy Apples ebook, and the pattern, I'm just going to look it up right now. I know that's kind of rude. I am sorry, but I really like this pattern, and I don't want to just not talk about how wonderful it is. Happy birthday to Stockinette Zombies while I'm looking. Oh my gosh, it's almost their birthday. We might be doing a joint cowl in November and December. I'm just saying. Be ready. These keywords, the tag words might be crazy zombie squirrel. I'm just saying. That might be happening. It's definitely happening. I'll tell you more about it next time. Okay, so, sorry about all that. That was all I could say. This is the Dunkerton Suite, and I believe I said Drunkerton Suite. Obviously, I just want to be a lush. It's the Dunkerton Suite pattern by Jen Arnold Culliford. And let me just discuss. I talked about them last time that I did a full show. She's super cute. She all emailed me like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you mentioned me. It was so nice. You were so glowing. And I had to actually rewatch the podcast because I was like, oh my gosh, what did I say? Because I'm crazy. And I don't prepare things ahead of time. Off the cuff. But anyway, she's a lovely, nice human being. And she might have also donated prizes for the next Zombie Cow giveaway. I'm just saying. It's a lot of I'm just saying. We were making jokes about that this week. So now I'm going to say it all the time. Sorry for you. Anyway, this is some yarn I dyed myself. You can see the apple trees. Can you totally see them? You can totally see them. The pattern is written cuff down. It is not written with an afterthought heel, but I just love seeing an afterthought heel, people. Just doing it on everything. Doing it up. And you can see that that is very stretchy. If you have fat lady legs like me. And this is how far I am on the second one. So I was a little intimidated by this pattern when I first started. I was like, oh, this is going to be confusing. It's totally not even confusing. The stitch repeat. It's totally not even confusing. I love it. So there is that. Again, Cloudy Apples ebook. And it is available. I think by the time you see this, it will be available in its entirety. Yay then! Okay, and then the last thing I am knitting is, of course, for my Stock the Boat. Thanks, Mel of Single Handed Knits, who totally gifted me my Socky Kit pattern because you people voted for me. So thank you to everybody. All your paces, I think. And I decided after much deliberation, I'm just leaving off synonyms. I'm talking fast, people. This is my, oh, I'm sorry. This looks like a hot mess, but this is not a hot mess. This is beautiful. This is my yarn by the beautiful Yarn vs. Zombies. I hope it's not reading crazy green. I think my color's off my monitor, so I think it'll be fine. Anyway, it's beautiful. And I decided that for my cow, I would dive into a book. I never knit things out of sock books especially, but, you know, books in general. And I've had this book forever, New Pathways of Sock Knitters. Not forever, but for more than a year. And that's, of course, by the super fabulous Kat Porty. And I never knit anything out of it. How's that even possible? I bought this before I actually knit socks because, let's just face it, P-O-R-N. It is. And it has lots of lovely patterns and such inventive construction. Because, of course, it's Kat Porty. What else would you expect? That's her thing. She's inventive. But not, like, ridiculously so. Not like European runway model so. Not like hat that's 12 feet tall so. Just, like, practically innovative. Socks. Which don't have goldfish in them or something crazy. So, anyway, I've been wanting to knit something out of this pattern forever, this book forever, and I just never get around to it. So I said, hey, I'm doing it now, people. So, and I am. And I have decided, I want to show you any of the informations. Actually, this is the sock I'm knitting. How convenient. It's right there. And it is called... It's called Bartholomew's Tantalizing Sock. Isn't it cuffed down? And it is crazy. I love it. It's super crazy. And it looks great. Because I wanted something with slip stitches or something for this variegated yarn. Because I'm always stressed out by variegated yarn. I'll admit it. I am. My yarn that I'm making my Dunkerton Sweet Apples? My Dunkerton Sweet Socks out of, I dyed myself. So I dyed it so that it would be not pooly. Because the pooling, it makes me a little... I don't know why it makes me anxious. It's so silly. But it does. But I never see other people's things and go, pooling. It's not like that. I'm not being judgy about it. For some reason, it just stresses me out. Anyway, so I'm done with week 2. Here is the cuff. You can see it's slip stitch. How fun is that? I love how the slip stitch works in this yarn. It's so cool. Okay, good. See with the green popping out. I love that. And here it is in just some plain. See, it's got like a little zaggly, but it keeps a little slip stitch in the middle just for continuity. And then you have your arch expansion on the top. I've never done that. It's enjoyable. It's fun. The arch expansion is on the top. Again, you bring out the linen stitch, the slip stitch. And then this is so fun. The heel in the back, like so the back of your heel, like from your heel to your ankle, has this ribbing. And then you turn the heel down here and do the heel flap down here on the bottom. What? Heel flap on the bottom. I love this idea. I love it because I do wear my socks a lot, but I often don't wear them in shoes with backs. There are multiple reasons for this. Lots of times in the winter, if I'm wearing homemade socks, I'm wearing clogs. I do sometimes wear them with regular shoes, but not always. So the back doesn't really ever get wear, but the bottom does, and the heel gets more wear because I'm always wearing it under my foot, whereas I'm not always wearing something on the back of my shoe. So you get the slip stitch awesome springiness on the bottom of your heel. I love it. And by the way, I love this yarn, how it knit in the slip stitches. It's so pretty. Because it's also squishy, floofy. I was a little bummed. I knew that was going to happen, but I was a little bummed that the seed stitch would flatten it, or not the seed stitch. The linen stitch would flatten out the floofiness, and it did a little bit. But, ooh, that made up for it. It's so squishy. So anyway, I'm enjoying that so much. Isn't it crazy? It's crazy. Oh, and look, there's like a funny little, like, it's almost like Robin Hood, like it's like a funny boot. Anyway, it's crazy and I enjoy it. Oh, I like that one. I like it. Does look like a crazy dog. It's a snowflake dog. Anyway, so that's been totally enjoyable. And then that's all the knitting. So the rest of the show is going to be prizes. And locale. Are you excited? I'm totally excited. So, I hope you all enjoyed the cow. Again, I said that earlier, but I know a lot of you want to participate, but just can't get to it because there's so much. So I'm just as excited that you all participated in looking for your local farmers. That was the main point. I mean, yes, clearly you want to knit something with it one day, but it's so fun to just hear about what's going on in your neighborhood. It's all about meeting the people in your neighborhood, the people that you meet each day. So. It was so awesome to read the boards. And if you haven't done so, if you're new, just go over there and peek. Just check out a little bit. It's going to be great. So, first prize. Not like first prize like gold medal. Just first prize in order of introduction of priziness. Is the Frontier Fiber Mill. 2 skeins of DK alpaca, which is 100, so total 300 yards. And I was so worried about this one because I know a lot of people have alpaca sensitivity, but purely by luck of the world being good and synchronicity and all that jazz, the first number that was drawn from random.org happened to go to somebody who had used alpaca in their project. So I don't have to worry about it. Yay! So, first prize goes to Oh, so just for clarification, there were a total of 82 entries. So I choose 82 for random.org. Number 73, SOS Knitting. Stephanie from California. She needs a cowl and she gets the alpaca. Yay, Stephanie. Prize number 2, courtesy of Gilly. She donated from her neck of the woods, which is across a big body of water that we sometimes like to call the Atlantic Ocean. Rowan Pure Life. You get to choose which color because I can't decide. I make you decide. So this is 2 skeins, and this would be total failed. 50 grams a piece. They're yarns. I can't look at the numbers are all like going. I know this doesn't seem random, but I promise it is. Number 72! Sad Blue Dog from Georgia. She knit a hat, and it's super cute. She wins, yay! Prize number 3 will be donated by Leanne, the very owner of Beaverside Dry Goods. Her family farm which raises merino sheep and whose yarn I love. You know I love it. I might have a small addiction. I might have just ordered another sweater's worth. I totally did. Oh, the shame. I totally have another sweater's worth of yarn from Quince and Company that I was going to knit next, but everything I want to knit out of it is kind of summery, and I just want to knit a thing that is very warm. So, I ordered. Oh, I have an addiction. But I will say this. Oh, I should wear that next time. You know my little blue sweater I made from their 2-ply sock? It's like a sport weight. I have worn that now 3 full days, like all day. And I am fat. I don't know if you've noticed. I may have mentioned it before. But I have the crazy country corn-fed arm and a big bosom. And so every time I move, those things are in contact with one another. That's how it works. I don't walk like this. I walk like a normal human. So those things are always rubbing. So I always have terrible trouble with pilling in that area. It's not the yarn's fault. It's just because of friction. Like, it's physics, people. But I will I gotta remember to show you next time. There's like 3 pills on this sweater that I've worn. It's insane! Okay, there might be more than 3, but it's awesome. So I just, love their yarn. So you win this, number 76. I know, again, I know it doesn't seem random, but it is random, I promise. Number 76 is Jessica, KnitWiz90 from Maryland, and she knit so many cute booties. Oh my gosh, they were crazy. They were so cute I could die. You take a look at them. So yay! Next prize goes to, woo! Okay, sorry, my jack-o'-lantern evidently ate this one for a second. Another 2 skeins of Beaverside Dry Goods. And it goes to number 20. Amy, yes I am. No, Amy, yes I am. Amy, yes I am. Too many letters, my mind's confused. But it's Susan from Pennsylvania. And she knit a cowl. You win this. I know you're going to love it as much as I do. Maybe not that much because you're not crazy, but you're going to love it. Last and final prize is from the lovely Corey iRock Knits, who has always been such a fabulous supporter of the show. I love her face. And this is, of course, the yarn from Corny Goodness. This is 100% corn fiber. Don't eat it. I know it says fiber. Don't eat it. It's 100% NGO. It's made in the USA. Because, of course, it's a locale, people. All the prizes are locale to somebody. And you'll also get their information. So this prize goes to number 27. Miss Lily Knits Rachel of Fort Lupton. She knits some mitts. How excited! So yay, everybody. I'm so excited for prizes. Okay, and so then if you stuck along, I'll give you, if you stuck it out? Is that right? Voices in my head, please tell me, is that correct? If you stuck around this long, I'll give you a little bit of information. This much. I alluded to the fact that there may be a joint cow with a stocking of zombies. There will be. It will be running in November and December, and it's going to be a crazy cow. So you are encouraged to knit something crazy. It can either be a crazy color, or something that's crazy for you, or it could be a crazy number of things, like I'm going to knit a Christmas ornament every week until Christmas. It could be something crazy, but basically I want narration as my only requirement. So you have to explain why it's crazy for you, because it might not be crazy for somebody else, and I want to know why it's crazy for you. So we're going to be doing that, and that's going to be in November and December. There will be prizes. There may have been a donation of 2 Cloudy Apples ebooks already. I think we started yet. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sure the Stocking Zombies will say something about us when they have their show, so you can watch that. Of course, you'll be able to double dip and join there and here, whatever. My only requirement will be there will be 1 entry per person. So if you knit all the things, you have to put them all in one post. Because I would really love to see some crazy sweaters or some crazy big things. So yay! I'll shut up now. I'm totally going over time. But I love your faces, and I'll totally see you next week. Bye! Again, I don't have the mouse in the right place. 2 times in a row. Let's try it again. Bye.